Welcome to Inspiration Ink. I have had a request to show you how to make the crumpled paper flowers like on this card here. So it's really simple to do. You're going to start with any kind of easily crumpled paper such as our cotton paper, the Ever Eden cotton paper, or some tissue paper that you've colored somehow, or just plain tissue paper. You're going to want to cut out 3 or 4 circles. You can use the layering circles dies like I've used here, or you can just punch them out, or any kind of circle dies will also work. Once you have 3 or 4 of them cut out, you're going to just stack them on top of each other and insert a brad in the center. But before we do that, I'm going to show you an easy way to also alter our brads. So you're going to take one of our brads. I'm using the larger size here. You can also use the smaller ones. These are the round and square brads. Either color will work because you're going to be altering it, so it doesn't really matter. So you're going to take your brad, and I recommend you use a clothespin to hold on to things, and you're just going to use the clothespin to grab the prongs of the brad just like that, and then you're going to dip this, kind of dab it on top of your Versamark pad just to get it nice and inky. And then you're going to open your embossing powder. I'm using the gold here. You could also use any of the other colors that we sell. And you're just going to lightly dip the head of the brad into the embossing powder, just like that, so that you get a little bit of embossing powder on there. Then you're going to leave it in the clothespin so that you don't burn your fingers. And you're going to heat it with our heat tool. Now, because that is a noisy thing, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just show you one that's already been done. So here's one that I have already completed, and as you can see, it's now cold. So once you have one done, then you're going to just stack up your papers. And it doesn't really matter if they're not completely even, whatever, but you're going to put them on top of your Stampin' Pierce mat, and you're just going to use your paper piercing tool on your Take Your Pick to drive a little hole through the center. Don't worry if the circles start to kind of bend and fold, because that's what you're going to do to them in a little bit anyway. Then you're going to stick the prongs of your brad through, flip it over, and just flatten out the prongs of your brad for right now. Okay, once you've got that done, then you're going to take your fingers and just start smooshing your paper and crumpling it in towards the center. There's no right or wrong way to do this. You can crumple a lot, you can crumple a little, however much you want. So I'm just kind of crumpling a fair amount here. Once you get it all crumpled to your satisfaction, it's going to look something like this. Then you're going to want to turn it over and take those prongs of the brad and put them back up again. Take your clothespin again and grab the prongs. And then what you're going to want to do is back to your Versamark pad again. Just kind of dab the flower onto the Versamark pad. Kind of smush it all around, maybe roll it a little bit so you kind of get the edges. Again, no right or wrong, you're just getting some random bits of Versamark on here. And then you're going to take your embossing powder again. I am using the old trays that we used to sell. You're going to want to just sprinkle a little bit of your embossing powder out on your work surface. If you don't have one of these trays, you can use any kind of small aluminum foil tray, a plastic container of some sort, or just your grid paper will work as well. But then once you get your inky flower, you're just going to kind of dab it into that little pile of embossing powder again and sort of rotate it around. And I don't know if you can see, but it's starting to stick in just a few places where we had gotten a little bit of the ink. Let's see if we can get a little bit more right there. There we go. Once you get it all on there, then you're going to heat it again with your heat tool until that just starts to melt. And when it's all done, you will have a cool crumpled flower that will look something like that you can then use on your projects. I hope you enjoy. Have fun making crumpled flowers. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.